I was a freshman in high school, and I think just the pressure of school in itself, and I started to become more serious with dance, all just kind of piled up on me, and my way to control the entire situation was with food and my body image. It was something that I could control no matter what. So I was sent to a day program at another place, and it just wasn't working. I was sent to their residential. It just wasn't, the situation there wasn't right for me.
And she wasn't progressing, she was actually getting worse. And at that facility, she ended up in the hospital.
And my wife and I visited other institutions. We spoke to people in different states. And when we came here and interviewed, we somehow left and we smiled at each other and felt comfortable. And
we looked at each other and it was like, this is it.
At first I was kind of terrified because I wasn't sure if I was ready to give up this whole thing.
My daughter at that point was not ready. She was not ready to surrender. She was not ready to give up. And I begged, my wife and I begged her therapist and her clinical psychologist, just promise me you won't give up.
We just kept coming in every day, don't give up on her, don't give up on her, and they didn't. They didn't give up on her.
We were in constant communication, both ways with her clinical staff. And the one thing that my wife and I really respected with Renfrew is that they didn't treat us like we didn't know what we were talking about.
We were
Involved?
We were very involved.
I like to control things. And I always felt that I was in control of most anything that was put in my path until this. I've been through so much in my life. This rocked my world. You know, we walked in here day after day and we looked at our daughter, a shell of a person.
She's this bubbly kid, you know, who has a zest for life, and she was just a shell with no personality at all and had no will, you know, to live her life.
And to not even have a voice anymore. And with a tube in her nose and her hand on a pole was devastating. One day we came, after they had taken her off the feeding tube, after 28 days of being on this tube, one day we came in and she had a voice. And my wife and I left and we were like, she's back. She had a voice, she started talking again. The hugs became more real. She was eating her food. And the reports we were getting were positive. And then another day we came back and we were told that she's a senior member of the community and people are looking up to her.
Something that sets Renfrew apart from anywhere else is the element of community here. And I think that support of having everybody like around me at all times is like something that got me through. I never felt like isolated.
Every weekend they even had multifamily sessions, and we attended every weekend. And we came, and half of the session would be with, you know, your loved ones, the residents, and then the other half of the session would be just with the family members.
Try your best to get to those meetings because
very helpful.
It was so helpful.
Initially, as a family, we thought that we were pretty close and open and able to express our feelings and whatever, which we are. As we were going through this, there were like, I guess, things that I was afraid to say or they were afraid to say, and the family therapy element kind of brought those little things to light, and we were able to work through them and function better as a family. The campus here is gorgeous. I think having a big campus to walk around on and just observe nature was something that really gave me hope in the process. After I stepped down from residential, I went to the day program where You come for breakfast and lunch, and then you go home for dinner. I think that the staff here at Renfrew just really prepared me for my life, my future, doing what I want to do, feeling confident in my own choices.
Recovery is possible. I mean, I really, really thought she was at the bottom, as low as someone could get, and I didn't ever think she could get better. I really didn't. And to see her today is just, it's just such a joy.
I feel that a common misconception about seeking treatment is that it's a weakness, but really it's a strength. Because in the end, you're gonna have control over your life. I go out with my friends on the weekends. Sundays we brunch, and it's just, that's part of life. I feel more energized, I feel happy. Coming to Renfrew, it's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it. Every second's worth it.